Hello guys, welcome back to another interview. Today I'm honoured to be joined by PFL fighter Jeremy Stevens. Thank you so much for joining me. How's it going?
Good, brother. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you very much for coming on. Is it strange hearing yourself get introduced as a PFL fighter after such a long career in one promotion? Are you used to that just yet?
I'm used to it all, brother. I don't really care what you call me. I'm a fighter. I've been fighting for years. It is what it is.
Yeah, I thought that would be the case. And I just quickly want to touch on after what you've done in the UFC, and I would say a harsh release. I can imagine you had a queue of promotions knocking at your door. What made you interested about signing for PFL?
The $1 million tournament, that was a big turn on. The fact that they got a lot of UFC guys going over there. Great fighters, great organization. The pay is really great. And I love working with the PFL. It's very easy, it's simple, it's less chaotic, less bullshit, really, and very easy. And the people over there are great. They make my life a lot easier, and can just focus on fighting.
So, oh yeah, I was going to say, does that just make everything easier? So, like, it gives you more responsibility for the fight and just focusing on that instead of everything else going on behind it as well.
Yep. Yeah, they PFL does a great job. They're just no nonsense, no bullshit. They just get you in, get you out. Not like a crazy ton of media, a bunch of shenanigans going on. It just makes my job a lot easier. Just go in there and focus on the fight, and that's what I love about the PFL.
Yeah, it's great. It's great that it is that way. And of course, with a different promotion comes a whole new roster of different opponents. How has it been having your eyes on new targets and new opponents moving forward?
It's always the case. You're always going to fight somebody different. Fighting different guys, fighting different levels. I don't really focus on that. There's always going to be another victim. There's always going to be another young, hungry person coming to try and take you out. I just stay focused on myself, getting better, my family, my goals, my passions, and I just focus on the love. And the love is training every day, being healthy, being blessed, and just able to do what I really love to do each and every day. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's great to hear. Just what an amazing, I think, entertaining entrance you've had to PFL. You've always been known as a fighter that brings fire and brings chaos and makes people fight, and that's absolutely what you've done. Would you say that firefight mentality is deep in you now? Is that your style? Is that what you bring to people?
I just always been that way from the beginning. I mean, since I was fighting at like amateur level and in front of a crowd at 16 years old. Since my very first fight, it was just addicted to the adrenaline, punching someone else in the face, and just it's my style. I grew up around violence. I love being violent inside the cage. It's just my style. I guess I don't have to be something that I'm not. I'm not one of those guys that felt like I had to go out and put on a performance or uh, say if I was the submission guy, I would just be going out there and submitting guys. I'm an entertainer. I love excitement. I love the adrenaline. I love taking risk, and I enjoy the fight. That's really purely, truly me when I'm fighting. I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. I'm just an aggressive, wild fucking animal, just trying to take your head off, I guess. And I love it. It is who I am, and I embrace it. And the fans, they're always in for a treat when they get to watch me fight.
Yeah, and I think everyone's aware of that, the entertainment which comes with your fights, and it's great to see that you're happy with that style. I see some fighters as well. They try and have you ever tried to been aware of your aggression, aware of your how much you push forward, and have you ever tried to any point in your career try and keep it a bit more technical or maybe bring it back, or have you just thought this is me, I'm going to do me sort of thing?
I'm actually, I actually feel like I'm really technical. I just put myself a little bit more at risk than most people. I like to be in that type of danger because there's a very thin line. I don't like to be on the outside, kind of. I really like being in that range where I'm slipping and ripping, and it's very technical. A lot of people think my knockouts are just power. I use a lot of feints. I set people up. I have multiple different knockouts from spinning back fists, flying knees, left hooks, ground and pound, elbows. One of the bloodiest fights in history. I bring a range of violence that's really kind of unheard of. I feel like my highlight tape's better than anybody in the world. You know, and I've never been popped for steroids. I'm a natural born psycho killer. I've never been a cheater my whole life in that aspect, and I take pride in being able to dominate and kind of bring that type of violence that's very skillful. If you really watch the fights and see the setups, the techniques, and understand fighting, then you'll realize actually how technical I truly am. And in my approach and training and fighting, it's just in fighting, I like to knock people the fuck out. And that's what I do. It's just it's a skill. It's natural. It's a blessing and a curse, you know, and it's very technical. A lot more than my fighting is a lot more technical than probably most people would really ever give me credit for.
Yeah, absolutely. I think to the natural eye, like I say, they don't see the technical part of it. But of course, at your level, to do what you've done, it's got to be severely technical. And how have you felt in your fights so far in the PFL? Obviously, one going your way, one just slipping away. They seem very tough. You seem to have very good fights, action-packed. Have you enjoyed your fights that you've had so far in the PFL?
Yeah, you know, it's taking some getting used to, you know, coming in, fighting a really tough fight, you know, after the losses that I had against, you know, when I went in there and fought Cassius Clay Collard, you know, that was a really tough fight, like off rip. The performance was good. I just knew I had more in me. After this last fight, I really wasn't impressed with my performance. It was good. It got the win, but my soul just wasn't satisfied. Like, I know I'm better than that, but I have a lot of pressure taken off over the 4 or 5 years of losses. You know, I felt lost. You know, I just didn't know how to win, you know, and actually having a win underneath me going into this fight, a guy who's kind of like my size, my style. I'm looking to put a lot of pure pressure on this motherfucker and do what I do best. And I don't feel so trapped and tied down with losses and mental things going on. My body's healthy. I've been training the way that I love to train and getting back on my runs, my swims, my cardio back underneath me, time in the gym. You know, I'm ready to go, you know, tomorrow night. And it's just I'm in a way different, better mindset than I have been in a long time. And it just feels good to get that win underneath me. But I'm definitely looking forward to a very exciting fight and a very entertaining fight and a breakthrough performance inside the PFL that you haven't really seen from me yet. It's taken me a little bit of used to. You know, you got a girl announcing. You know, it's not Bruce Buffer. You know, they're not playing my fucking music when I walk out. You know, that's like another thing, like play my fucking music so I can engage with the fans. Like, I love the fans. Like, I love being exciting when I'm knocking people out, or, you know, I got someone on the back pedal moving and I hear the fans. That excites me. So, you know, PFL, once again, please play my fucking music so I can go out there and just give you guys what you truly came for, and that's pure entertainment.
PFL, I don't think that's much more to ask for from your fighter here. Just play his music. Just play his music. Get it played.
And get a guy in there and not a girl announcing the fights. I don't know. It just kind of throws. She's like, and Jeremy Stevens. Like, I need that fucking Bruce Buffer, bro. Like, bringing that big passion, that fucking testosterone. Like, you know, like, I don't need no feminine energy. Like, we're about to fucking throw down. And, you know, when you're announcing like that, I can't get with it, man. But, you know, these are just things that I have to get used to, that I have to get over mentally and look past and just do my job, you know. But that's really like the only difference. I don't feel that type of intensity as I did with the UFC, but I'm a lot more prepared for that now, having to kind of go through the experience, be around. I love the people that work there. Like I said, they make my job truly easy and amazing. And like I said, I'm a little bit more comfortable inside that PFL circle, and I'm looking forward to going in there and putting on a tremendous performance that you guys haven't seen yet.
I cannot wait for the fight, November 25th at PFL 10 against. I've struggled with his name a few times. I mean, Natan Schulte. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it. He's known for quite a heavy grappler. He's got quite good judo. Do you think that's what he's going to be leaning on in this fight? Do you think he's going to maybe feel 1 or 2 body shots, you know, feel a hit his guard and think, you know, he's going to have to shoot legs?
Yeah, I think that's in his mind. I think that's in their coach's mind, that they're going to be looking to wrestle me up, that's probably where my weakness is. And, can see in my last fight was, the guy was just laying on me, holding me down a little bit. But, I'm not my last fight. I've been already in the gym working. I've been training. I've been getting better. Like I said, I got my cardio program back underneath me. We're training a lot of wrestling, man. We're working with some really good guys. I train with some of the best grapplers in the world, and I have one of the best coaches in the world. And I believe in myself, my confidence, my skills. I've fought in that team before. This isn't new. People are going to try to take me down, submit me, and try to knock me out, try to break my arm, there's nothing fucking new here that I'm not really prepared and ready for. And I really feel like with this guy's size, this guy's matchup, we're in for a really sick stylistic match, and he's going to be in for a rude awakening when he gets in there, feels my power. He's going to be looking to shoot, dive for my feet. And when that happens, he's going to be caught with several surprises, and that's where the game's going to change. He's going to go into panic, and you're going to see me out on top with a vicious win.
Absolutely. And one thing I wanted to quickly touch on as well. Do you think sometimes I feel like sometimes your wrestling slept on by opponents? They don't actually probably realize your wrestling ability to take down defense, your strength in the clinch. Do you think some fighters maybe sleep on that, knowing how amazing your stand up is?
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize actually how really good of a grappler I'm in. I've had people come out and we've trained and we grappled, and I'll catch them or I'll really just fuck them up and out hustle. And they're like, dude, I didn't realize your grappling was that good, or man, your submissions are really good. I have really good submissions. I've trained with the best in the world. Dean Lister, I've been around Atos, Mike Perez. I've been around the top guys here. That's all I do is I train. It's just in the fight, I choose to be violent. I prefer to be in a position to knock you unconscious, not submit you. I guess I just choose violence, and that's just the way I am. But if the submission's there, I'll definitely go for it. But you don't realize this, that I didn't tell anybody, but after that first round of my last fight, I sprawled so fucking hard that I almost knocked myself out on the canvas. I was actually seeing lights and was kind of dazed. And I'm glad that I ended up on top. I was able to kind of recover, get my mind, everything back. But I sprawled really fucking hard, and I sprawled so bad that I had moved him. And when I came down, Couture was like, man, Stevens with the sprawl, that'll knock you out. Literally, I almost knocked myself out in that last match, and getting rocked like that in the beginning, doing that to myself, that kind of, it kind of got in my mind, and, it was just something I was able to overcome in there. Lucky, I ended up on top. I got my breath, got my wits back underneath me, and then I just started putting in work,
Absolutely, that's crazy. That can happen from your own sprawl. But I was going to just touch on as well experience. Like I say, we all know the caliber of fighters you fought. The world champions and things. Do you think that experience, like you just explained, you went through, will help you in this fight? Do you think that's something that you'll have over him?
Yeah, I mean, experience is always good, but anything can fucking happen in the MMA game, and you always gotta prepare the best for that. It's like Kamaru Usman was fighting the perfect fight, gets caught. There's always those factors in there, but I do have a lot of experience. I do use that knowledge when I'm in there. I have a very good fight IQ, and at the end of the day, I'm just going to rely on my instincts, do my best, go in there and do what I was really born to do. And when I do that, I'm a pretty terrifying character to be in there with. And I just rely on that. I know I'm powerful. I know I'm fast. I know I'm ferocious. I know I have cardio. I know this is a good fight. I know this is a good opponent. I know this guy's style. And that's what makes me train hard and go in there prepared the best that I can and go in there and give you guys the type of performance that I love giving.
Well, seriously, November 25th cannot come around fast enough. I'm very much looking forward to this fight. Just lastly, before you go, obviously, I just want to quickly touch on, the lightweight $1 million fight that's going on with Stevie and Olivier. Do you have any predictions on that? Where you think that's going to
go? Yeah, I think that's, Olivier, he's the grappler. I think it's going to be a grappling fight. It's probably going to be somewhat exciting. I don't really see that being like a super exciting fight, but if I have to bet, I would put my money on Olivier. But hopefully Stephen Ray can pull it off. I feel like he'd probably be the big one, big upset, and look forward to smacking them both in the mouth in the future.
Well, November 25th, PFL 10. I'm so excited. You've got us more excited for this fight. Well, thank you very much for your time again, Jeremy, and best of luck on November 25th.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time.